Hi everybody, I'm Aaron and welcome to this innovative program solution module. In this video, we'll tackle the digital divide issue in the Rolford community, and we'll delve into some creative strategies and solutions to ensure that everybody has access to essential services and connectivity, and we'll see how we can actually get to approach to bridging this digital gap. Once again, my name is Aaron and thank you for your time. So today we are addressing a very critical issue, the digital divide in the Rolford community. And this divide represents quite a gap between those that actually have access to technology, to ICT, and those that don't. So in order for us to actually have a better understanding of that, we actually need to understand two significant items that I've identified. And the first one is the context and significance. So the significance of this is that the digital divide in the Rolford community is categorized by the disparities to access to information technology systems. So this divide affects quite key aspects in that community, such as educational opportunities, employment prospects, access to essential services, and addressing this issue is crucial to ensuring that the socio-economical development of the area and the community goes forward as well. And one thing that we also need to know is that with the impact of COVID-19, the pandemic, it exaggerated the digital divide. That means that there was an urgent need for innovation for people to continue to work for business as usual. So there were a lot of initiatives such as work from home remotely, online education, and telehealth services. These became quite essentials, yet many in the Rolford community lacked access to necessary technology. So the pandemic actually also had an impact because it actually had some communities actually suffer even more because they did not have access to anything at all. Hence, the need for this solution so we can actually assist in this Rolford community. Okay, so the root definition systems of this issue we're trying to address for the Rolford community. So there's two main things that are part of the root definition of the relevancy of the systems. The key systems identified basically is the systems involved in the solution will include educational institutions, health services, local businesses, and very importantly, government agencies as well. All these systems interact together. They actually provide digital literacy. They all work together. They all use the same aspects. They all use the same intention. If you look at the local business, if it wants to publish a posting or perhaps a vacancy for employment, they would use technology. Healthcare services, they use a lot of technology in there to be able to save lives, to be able to publish information for the community to actually have access to healthcare in a quick and more efficient manner. Educational institutions, they use technology, whether it's to give presentations, whether it's to be able to give information that comes from far, whether it's via internet or projections or anything like that. So all these actually interact together. And that comes to the next point, which is the CAT2 analysis. We shouldn't forget what our main intention is, which is our customer, which is the Rolford residents. Our whole solution needs to be sensitized around their needs, and they're the main customers. Obviously, there's actors like the local government, educational institutions, and technology providers as well. They also play quite a role in the analysis process. In the transformation, we want to bring the digital divide. We want to bridge the digital divide gap. That should be our main transformation key aspect that we're trying to achieve. Worldwide view, digital access as a right, that can actually be something that can be instilled in the Rolford community. It will help them become aware of what their intentions are. The owners, community leaders, can actually play quite a big role, because they will actually have access to the community, constant information back and forth, and helping to actually give them the creative strategies and solutions that are actually required for this innovative solution. And the environment, the social economical constraints as well, that's quite a big one for the community to actually be aware of. Okay. Developing conceptual models. So one of the key aspects is that we need to develop models that the community will understand. They're the main customer. They are our main focus. So we need to make sure that whatever model we come up with is something that they can actually understand. So we need to make sure that we have a visual representation. Conceptual models visually basically will help internet-connected system influencing the digital divide. So these models help leverage points of effective intervention. So the more visual it is, the better it is for the Rolford community to understand. And also, the model that is being presented to them will be easier to be able to interpret as well. And then systems interconnections. So this is actually a very good one, because the models highlight the interactions between educational systems, social economical factors, technology infrastructure, and social policies. So we need to understand how all these interact and how the model that we're conceptualizing actually works, and how we're going to develop it for the Rolford community. And this is actually quite essential is a comprehensive solution in developing these actual conceptual models. Okay, so linking and comparing models. It is very important for us that when we actually start linking and comparing the models, that we make sure that these models align with the problem situation at hand, and that the concept actually relates to the main issue, and that our interrelations and solutions, by comparing models, that we identify key intervention points. That means that we need to identify the points where intervention is actually needed by using these models, which is basically the digital divide and the exclusion of the community, and how we highlight the synergies between the different solutions, so that it's clear, it's concise, and these models will actually help us focus our innovative solution towards the Rolford community and the customer itself, which is actually the Rolford community, and it's a solution with an alignment situation, a model or models that can actually relate to the current issue to approach the digital dividing gap. So when we have to start defining our innovative solution, there are two main aspects to it. Number one, the community tech hubs, and number two, literacy programs. So we need to establish technology hubs equipped with high-speed internet. Obviously having computers and training programs. These hubs will provide access to technology and digital literacy. So these hubs will actually be a place where the community can go there to access information unlimitedly, and they will have access to computers and the high-speed internet, and the literacy training programs at these hubs as well. So the programs will start on grassroots level. So we should understand that the digital divide is so big in the community that it's kind of pointless to put up systems that or programs that are so far stretched that it actually defeats the purpose and the people don't understand, the community is actually impacted. So we need to focus on the basic digital skills, online safety, and competencies, and this will actually help them actually grow as a community, whether it's for employment, whether it's educational, and just basically the residents being aware of this new innovative solution that they can actually look forward to and use it, so it doesn't just become as a white elephant too as well. Okay, so when we start taking our solution and taking action, basically we'll have a implementation plan. This will ensure that there's a project plan with milestones, and it will ensure that nothing is rushed and the plan is actually made available to all stakeholders, from initiation to rollout and the continuous monitoring of this. So the implementation plan with the project plan is very, very important when we take the solution to action. And obviously, we need to have partnerships and resources. So in this whole project, when we start taking action, we need to collaborate with various stakeholders, the government, the educational institution, the technology companies, some non-profits as well, to be able to provide resources and funding and expertise, and leveraging off existing infrastructure. There might be some infrastructure that's already existing, so we can actually leverage off this as well, and the community as a whole. This is quite important as a solution starts to go. We actually need to make sure that we can actually take action with an implementation plan and partnership and resources. Change management protocol. With this new solution comes quite a bit of change, so we need to make sure that get a structured approach, and we have a lot of stakeholder engagement. It's a big change, and everybody needs to be on board and be aware of this new exciting change that's coming into the community. Like any innovative solutions, you need a detailed action plan. Like mentioned earlier, we'll use a phase-based approach so that everybody is aware and the team can actually work together in each phase, which is clearly stated, and everybody is displayed this detailed action plan. It is very, very important for us to actually form strategic partnerships. Otherwise, the project will not work properly. Everybody needs to be on board, from the local companies and to the expertise. Everybody needs to be able to support this initiative as well. And then we need to leverage of existing networks. This will actually benefit everybody in the long run. And also make sure that everybody is engaged, and that we also don't start from the beginning, and also have some cost-saving benefits to it as well. The projected outcomes will be very clear from the start. We can see which actually become the digital nomads, basically. So we'll have improved digital literacy, we'll have enhanced digital access, we'll have economic and social benefits. The benefits will be so visible that the community will start to thrive and have access to ICT, and that gap starts being bridged slowly but surely. We need to measure impact. So that means that we need to have KPIs in place to actually to see what programs were their success. We need to be able to measure ourselves realistically, which includes levels, economic improvements, etc. But KPIs actually need to be there. We need to collect data for analysis. This is very, very important. So we collect data regularly to actually track progress and identify areas of improvement, and using the surveys and interviews to actually get feedback from the community after the solution actually has been implemented. The community needs to be involved. We need to involve the community from the start. It is a project. It's exciting. The community also and needs capacity as well. So we'll need volunteers, you'll need some leaders as well. So the overall commitment in terms of involvement is so important that you need to engage them from the get-go. Continuous improvement, this is such a key aspect, is very, very important, which means that after everything is in, how do we keep improving? What process did we use? How do we keep the momentum going? What do we need to do based on data that we actually collected, all the interviews, all the information that we actually gotten? How do we actually refine the program? How do we give feedback as well, and performance as well? This is very, very important. A holistic approach is very needed, basically, because it actually combines the existing infrastructure and development as well, and also addresses multiple aspects simultaneously. So it's actually a holistical view, not just a single view, and collaboration and innovation. So we foster a lot of collaboration between various stakeholders in the community, and this is actually a very good practice as well, and leads to actually successful initiatives for the future as well. Future digital inclusion. So there should be a long-term vision. So this shouldn't be a once-off tick and go. It should be a long-term vision whereby skills are assessed. What do we do next? What is our vision for the future? What is the community and the generational communities after that? It must be ongoing as well. Is it sustainable? So it means we need to have a plan to make sure it's sustainable, so that the response of the resource keeps going and the initiatives actually don't just stop from inception as well. So in conclusion, this presentation outlined the digital divide in the Rolford community. We proposed our innovative solution. We detailed the expected outcomes. We emphasized on the community engagement as well, and strategic partnerships and continuous improvement. So it's not a once-off. We gather the data, we get feedback, continuous improvements, and also our call to action is to achieve the inclusion on the Rolford community collaboration and communication from all stakeholders is very, very, very essential. So it's essential that as we work as a community, as a team, the divide will actually be bridged, and we can create more equitable future for all residents of the Rolford community. This will be an exciting project, and I'm sure that it will be a great success. Thank you for your time. Goodbye.